Wife!
Do you know where we are today and how the hell we got here?
Well, we are in Daniel, the book of Daniel now.
We are in the book of Daniel.
And we just finished with Daniel chapter 1.
Yeah.
And in that chapter, we're kind of getting the backstory on Daniel. Mm-hmm. At least that's how it comes across,
kind
I think.
of,
So, yeah.
It's like an intro.
Right. And we're back in the Babylonian exile.
Right.
And Daniel was one of the people that was taken in that first round of exiling, where they took the best and the brightest and the youngest and the prettiest and the most beautiful and whatever. Mm-hmm. And so they took them to Babylon. And these were Daniel and some other kids that they mentioned.
His buddies, yeah. His bros, his homies.
Were young and godly, apparently. Mm-hmm. And they were told that they had to eat certain things, but they were like, nah, man. And they went and talked to the guard, and they're like, can you help us out here, man? Like we're and he's like, I don't know, you guys might not look as good as other people when you don't eat the right things, and like, just give us a chance. And then they did, and everything worked out because God, I guess, whatever. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then they became the best and the brightest, and that's where we are.
That is an amazing recap. Yes, that's what happened, or thereabouts.
I mean, it was very storyline driven.
Yes.
So, like, to tell the synopsis of what happened, mm-hmm. I kind of have to tell the story.
It's true.
And so, to shorten the story, I have to make it sound stupid.
Yes.
And so that's what I did.
You succeeded. Good job.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I was really going for like the best synopsis of Daniel chapter 1 ever.
You win.
I think I fell a little short.
No, I think you won.
I won?
Yeah,
okay, all right, yeah. So that was Daniel chapter 1.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Daniel chapter 2.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, we are hopping into the second chapter.
Yes.
Of Big D.
A Big D. Is this the new? Okay.
That's his name.
And instead of Easy Kyle, now we're in Big D.
Sure as fuck are.
All right. So Daniel then.
Daniel, yeah. Just as a reminder, this book is divided into 2 parts, and we are still in the first part. Right. Which is chapters 1 through 6.
Is this a shorter book?
Yeah, there's only 12 chapters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like it might be, but I wasn't sure. So.
Yeah. And the first 6 are a set of court tales.
Okay.
And they're basically about like Daniel and his buddies and how they are like challenged to do godly things, and then God helps them and they succeed. Yay!
How wonderful.
And then 7 through 12 are about 4 apocalyptic visions.
Of course.
And then there's 3 stories that are left out of our Bible that were in some of the earlier renditions that we're also going to read later.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So, all right, let's get over here into chapter 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the second year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar had dreams, as you do.
Yeah.
His mind was troubled and he could not sleep. He got trouble right here in his brain hole.
Yeah.
So the king summoned the magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers to tell him what he had dreamed.
Okay.
When they came in and stood before the king, he said to them, I have had a dream that troubles me, and I want to know what it means.
This sounds very much like the story of Joseph. And yeah.
It does, yeah.
I mean, like, this is...
It's that story, but later.
It's like the same story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're not very imaginative back then.
Right. Well, and I feel as we're getting into some of these later books, they steal heavily from older stories in the Bible.
Yeah, there's only like 10 major stories, and they just recycle them.
Yeah.
In the whole world.
You kind of talked to me about that before, actually. And it's not entirely untrue.
It's not entirely untrue.
As far as, like, the themes behind the stories and things like that. So.
Right. Then the astrologers answered the king, may the king live forever. Dude, tell your servants the dream and we'll totally interpret it.
Okay. Yeah.
But the king replied to the astrologers, this is what I have firmly decided. If you do not tell me what my dream was and interpret it, so you better even
you have to know what the dream was before we even get into this shit.
Yeah.
And you have to have it interpreted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell me what I dreamed. and then tell me what it means.
Seems a little the bar is a little high here, man.
But I mean, it's a good way to test out your prophets.
I guess.
Because if you can't do that, I will have you cut into fucking pieces.
Oh.
And your houses turned into piles of fucking rubble.
I would like to resign. Thank you.
I am not an astrologer. I am a cook.
I no longer want this job.
I am the palace gardener.
Thanks anyway.
Bye.
Right.
But if you tell me the dream and explain it, you will receive from me gifts and rewards and great honor. That's just what I wanted.
How well can you guess?
So tell me the dream and interpret it for me. Once more, they replied, let the king tell his servants the dream and we will interpret it. Then the king answered, I am certain that you are trying to gain time because you realize that this is what I have firmly decided. If you do not tell me the dream, there is only one penalty for you. You have conspired to tell me misleading and wicked things, hoping the situation will change. So then, tell me the fucking dream.
Wow.
And I will know that you can interpret it for me.
I think these guys got into something they weren't this is some bullshit.
They're like,
actually.
this is actually not what I signed up for.
Right?
That is not in my contract.
Yeah,
Union.
Workers' rights were apparently not a thing back then.
Not high on the priority list.
Yeah.
The astrologers answered the king, there is no one on earth who can do what this king asks. No king, however great and mighty, has ever asked such a thing of any magician or enchanter or astrologer.
I feel like Daniel is going to get these fuckers chopped into bits.
I feel like they're going to get themselves chopped into bits. What the king asks is too difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, they're whiny, but they're right.
Yeah.
No one can reveal it to the king except the gods, and they do not live among humans. Oh.
Okay.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Right.
This made the king so angry and furious that he ordered the execution of all the wise men of Babylon.
Jesus Christ.
That'll learn him.
Wow. That escalated quickly.
He was newts.
I see why God hired this guy.
Yeah, he's fucking bananas.
Right?
So the decree was issued to put the wise men to death, and men were sent to look for Daniel and his friends to put them to death.
Oh.
Because they're part of his team, right?
Oh, because they, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're about to get it.
So, like,
everybody.
wait, he's about to kill everybody.
Everybody.
This is, okay.
Everybody in the court gets chopped up.
You know, I would feel kind of shitty, like, if I was one of these Babylonian, or one of these Israelites that got, like, brought over because I was smart and beautiful and whatever, and, like, you're one of the smart people who's also a prophet type, whatever. You're that person. You're wise. You're that thing.
You got a good job. You're raising up and psych.
And because you can't tell me what my dream was, I'm going to kill you now.
Yep. That's how it be.
It's fucked.
When Arioch, the commander of the king's guard, had gone out to put to death the wise men of Babylon, Daniel spoke to him with wisdom and tact. He asked the king's officer, why did the king issue such a harsh decree? Question mark.
Yeah.
Arioch then explained the matter to Daniel. At this, Daniel went into the king and asked for time so that he might interpret the dream for him.
I have a problem with this scenario.
I do too.
Because if you got sent out by your king, who is very fickle and petty, obviously, do you entertain this kid who is going to rectify things for you?
Yeah, like, hey. Okay, look, I'm going to play the guard.
Right.
And you play the kid.
Got it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, kid.
Yeah.
I have to kill you.
Why?
I mean, here's the way the story should go. Don't fucking worry about it. You're dead. Boom. Done.
That's the way it should go. Yeah. That's the way it would have gone. But okay, God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So instead it's, hey, kid.
Yeah. What's up?
I have to kill you. I'm not going to do it until we play 20 questions, though.
Yeah.
Go.
So what are you killing me for?
Is it blue? Wait, no, you're guessing. That's right. Okay, sorry. Do it again.
What are you killing me for?
I am killing you for the king.
Why is the king killing me?
Because he's a wackadoodle. I don't know. You know the king, how he be.
But, like, what is his reason for doing
something about a fucking dream or some shit. You know what? I'm going to not kill you yet. Why don't you go in and ask him? Because I didn't really understand what was happening because I'm not a fucking wise man.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So then Daniel returned to his house. Oh, and then he just went, right on in and was like, "Hey, King, what up?"
Yeah, that's odd. Like you're going.
You just went in there to the king.
You're going from being executed by the king to just walking in and talking.
He's like, hang on. Wait. Hold on. I got to run this by the king right quick.
Hey, this kid that you conquered his land and killed his people, he's got a really great idea that wants to run by you, I think.
Yeah. He would like to confront your ass. How about, are you okay with that, king?
Right.
Yeah, no.
No, that's not how that works.
This would not happen in any world.
This is unrealistic.
Yeah. So stupid.
It is.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
It's so obviously written by people who just really want to make a great story about God.
It's not a very great story,
it's
though.
It's not, because it's not believable.
I know. They should have asked somebody like me to write it. I could do a better job.
Yeah.
Then Daniel returned to his house because they asked for time. I thought that's what the other dudes asked for.
Yeah.
But this guy asked for time, and the king's like, sure.
But if he can interpret dreams and know dreams, why does he need time?
He's got to pray first.
But so God's on a time frame? Like God's got to...
No, Daniel's like, hey, can I have some time? I have to go pray to ask God to tell me what your dream was.
Okay. All right.
Like, I don't just know it.
But he had no patience with the other ones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why did Daniel get favor?
And they're probably already chopped into bits at this point. They are. Like they're like alligator food.
It ain't fair.
No.
Then Daniel returned to his house and explained the matter to his friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Okay.
He urged them to plead for mercy from the God of heaven concerning this mystery, so that he and his friends might not be executed with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Oh, I guess they hadn't been executed yet.
Okay. All right. At least not all of them.
Not all of them, anyway.
But I bet those ones that were right there. The ones in the court. He probably just had them, beheaded right there.
Yeah. He's like, you're done, son.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I had to guess.
And if I had heard that news and I wasn't living in the court, I would have my rake and my gardener hat, and I would be like, no wise men here.
Right. Yep. If I were Daniel, if I were anybody that was in this scenario, and I didn't have an immediate answer, I'd be asking for time and to be able to go to my house and then fucking getting lost.
Pack and leave. Or don't even pack. You don't even need clean underwear.
Right. Just get the fuck out of there.
I don't mind my underwear being dirty and a week old.
I hear China's good this time of year.
Because you know what? Living is better than not living.
Right?
Yeah. So, whatever. During the night, the mystery was revealed to Daniel in a vision.
Of course it was, because God, know.
Then Daniel praised the God of heaven and said, praise be to his name of God forever and ever. Wisdom and power are his. He changes times and seasons. He deposes kings and raises up others. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what lies in darkness, and light dwells with him. I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what we asked of you. You have made known to us the dream of the king.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't believe this.
No, not even a little.
Yeah.
No. I mean, do you know what I dreamed last night?
No.
I don't know what you dreamed either.
Right.
And
if you said that you were going to chop me into bits because I couldn't come up with it, I'd probably just leave.
Or call the FBI.
Yeah. They tried to recruit you today.
Somebody did.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the FBI, but they said they were. I'm like, you clearly have not met me because A, I'm not the right body type, and B, I cannot keep my fucking mouth shut. I would be a terrible spy. I can't keep fucking secrets.
No, they're not all spies. Some of them are just investigators and stuff.
I can't investigate shit.
I don't know. Whatever. You investigate the Bible.
I mean,
maybe that's what they're basing it off of. They're like,
okay.
this woman,
this bitch over here. You wanted to say
she's investigating that Bible, right? Good. Huh?
Listen to this bitch. She comes across as dumber than the everyman. That's so smart. We need this one. Yeah.
We also I have to share this.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is real or not, so I did send them an email back because I'm curious because it was sent. The email seemed very legitimate. But it's got to be a scam. It's got to be a scam.
It's a scam.
It's got to be a scam.
I would not even have given it the time of day.
I probably shouldn't have, but I did. But they're offering us like $25,000 for our voices.
Sure they are.
We're just like that amazing for our podcast.
Sure apparently. We are.
Yeah. I don't know, but it was from like I looked up the company. It's not completely illegitimate.
It's not. You're right.
And it didn't come from like a spammy email address. So like,
you're right.
I don't know. Is it real?
No,
I doubt it.
It's not real.
$25,000?
No, but ain't nobody giving us $25,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Nobody's giving us that.
Our podcast hasn't made $25,000 over the entire time it's existed.
4 years. That's awesome.
I don't think we've even made like the first thing.
$1,000.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, we've made probably that much
in 4 years
in total. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1,000 to $2,000.
We're under the $5,000 mark.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, I'm impressed if we made over $1,000.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So then Daniel went to Arioch, the guard guy, whom the king had appointed to execute the wise men of Babylon, who failed at his fucking duty. Yeah. I will just put that out there.
He did.
And said to him, hey, wait, do not execute the wise men of Babylon. Hang on. Take me to the king, and I will interpret his dream for him.
Wait, this one kid's going to save the rest of them?
Yeah.
I thought they were just trying to save themselves. And why would this king save the rest of the wise men if... Wouldn't they all have to be able to do it? Like, why is it dependent on anybody, one person? That's weird.
Like, one could tell me, so therefore I'll kill none. Right. Or how about I'll kill all of them except for this one.
I mean, I'm all for not killing people, right?
Yeah. So, I could see why Daniel's like, wait. Don't kill everybody. But I can't see why the king would listen.
Right.
He's already bananas.
He seems very petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arioch took Daniel to the king at once and said, I have found a man among the exiles from Judah who can tell the king what his fucking dream means.
A man, huh? Because the last I heard he was like 10.
Well, now he's a man. He must be 12.
Oh, okay.
You know, the way it be.
Yeah.
Okay. The king asked Daniel, also called Belteshazzar.
But he doesn't go by that because he refused to.
Yeah. Right? He got renamed and he was like, no, thanks.
Sure.
So the king asked, are you able to tell me what I saw in my dream and interpret it? Daniel replied, no wise man, enchanter, magician, or diviner can explain to the king the mystery he has asked about. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. He has shown King Nebuchadnezzar what will happen in days to come. Your dream and the visions that passed through your mind as you were lying in bed are these. As your majesty was lying there, your mind turned to things to come, and the revealer of mysteries showed you what is going to happen. As for me, this mystery has been revealed to me not because I have greater wisdom than anyone else alive, but so that your majesty may know the interpretation and that you may understand what went through your mind.
Right. So what is it?
Fucking get there.
Yeah, because it sounds like a fucking palm reading to me.
He's like, the answer to your question, which I'm about to give you,
is the answer.
And it's not the answer you expected, but it's the answer you deserve.
Right.
And the question is a really good question to which an answer is absolutely necessary. Like, you've gone on for 10 fucking minutes. What is the fucking answer?
Also, you'll meet someone dark, handsome, and whatever.
Yeah.
What's the normal thing that happens?
Dark, handsome, and whatever.
You know,
you'll have good fortune all your days. You'll be rich and famous or whatever.
The fortune cookies things. Yeah. Although they aren't really fortunes anymore.
Now they say oxygen is air. Like, thank you for that information. I will call the press.
I feel like they must have got sued.
They must have.
Like, what happened to fortune cookies?
They're not fortunes. They're facts.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Their facts are observations.
I do not like fortune cookies anymore.
No, they piss me off every time. I don't want them anymore.
No.
I'm like, don't put that shit in my Chinese food to go thing because it's when I see it, I'm going to be angry.
Yeah, they used to be fun and now they suck.
They suck.
Yeah.
You know what? There's always one in the bunch that fucking has to complain, and this is why we can't have nice things. All right, ready?
Yes.
Okay, so Daniel's talking about this dream and not answering it, but promising he's about to.
Okay.
Okay? Your Majesty looked, and there before you stood a large statue, an enormous, dazzling statue, awesome in appearance.
It sounds like he's describing it, though. It sounds like he's actually knowing the dream here.
He is. The head of the statue was made of pure gold.
Ooh.
Its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of baked clay.
This statue sounds very confused as to what it wants to be.
This
when it grows
statue
up.
is trying out different things.
Yeah.
Don't judge.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying it doesn't know.
Maybe it's
what it
all
is.
things at once.
I guess.
Why does it have to decide?
I feel like the person that made it would have a really tough time making all these things work together.
Well, that would be God. Check with him.
Okay. All right.
While you were out watching, this is Daniel still talking.
Right.
While you were watching, a rock was cut out, but not by human hands. It struck the statue on its feet of iron and clay and smashed them. I hate it when things land on my piggies.
Mm-hmm.
Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were all broken to pieces and became like chaff on a threshing floor in the summer.
I don't think gold and silver and iron, for that matter, just shatter into pieces.
This is a dream.
Okay.
Fuck off.
All right.
You don't know.
All right.
The wind swept them away without leaving a trace, continues Daniel.
Okay.
Continue, Daniel.
Some strong wind.
Yeah, but the rock in the dream.
Yeah.
It's strong wind in the dream.
I know. I got it.
But the rock that struck the statue became a huge mountain and filled the whole earth. This was the dream. And now we will interpret it to the king.
Oh,
I'm eager for this.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, me too.
Your Majesty, you are the King of Kings. The God of heaven has given you dominion and power and might and glory. In your hands he has placed all mankind and the beasts of the field and the birds in the sky. Wherever they live, he has made you ruler over them all. You are that head of gold. After you, another kingdom will rise, inferior to yours. Next, a third kingdom, one of bronze, will rule over the whole earth. Finally, there will be a fourth kingdom, strong as iron. For iron breaks and smashes everything. And as iron breaks things to pieces, so it will crush and break all the others. Just as you saw that the feet and toes were partly of baked clay and partly of iron, so this will be a divided kingdom. Yet it will have some of the strength of iron in it, even as you saw iron mixed with clay. As the toe, I'm so not following this, just so you know.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I feel like this, I'm not sure this is the best message to give to this guy.
He's like, you totally fucking suck, and someday you'll die, and kingdoms will come after you. So get over yourself.
He's definitely promoting Nebuchadnezzar, right? He's saying you're awesome, but once you're done, it's going to move along,
your
right?
Your kingdom's going to...
And I feel like the description of the iron and the clay is kind of a reference to the southern tribes and the northern tribes of Israel.
Okay.
Possibly.
I don't think so.
Well, but he's talking about bringing those things together, right? And so there's this whole idea in the Old Testament that we've been going over thus far, where they've been talking about bringing these tribes back together. In fact, in Ezekiel, they were stacking them, in a 7-layer salad type deal, right? And so I feel like this is them trying to come back together, because we even commented in Ezekiel where, many of these tribes don't exist anymore,
right?
Or at least in any recognizable form,
right?
So the fact that they're trying to bring them back together is more of a mental exercise than it is a realistic exercise, right? And so a lot of these things are portrayed through visions, and this is one of those things where the clay to me kind of represents the idols, and the iron represents that unmovable. I don't know why they're using iron, because God early on didn't like iron, but then later there were some references where iron was used to represent God too, as a strong binding
unbreakable
metal, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a representation of God mixed with idols, and that they'll rebuild bigger than ever, and
the idols will get broken down.
The iron will eventually get broken down, and the iron will stay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I'm feeling about this. I'm not really sure what all the gold and bronze and all that shit is, but I'm assuming it's other kingdoms. Other kingdoms are going to fight for this this area that eventually will just get ground down to God's kingdom.
Right.
So,
as the toes were partly iron and partly clay, So this kingdom will be partly strong and partly brittle. And just as you saw the iron mixed with baked clay, so the people will be a mixture and will not remain united any more than iron mixes with clay.
Okay.
In the time of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, nor will it be left to another people. It will crush all those kingdoms and bring them to an end, but it will itself endure forever. This is the meaning of the vision of the rock cut out of the mountain, but not by human hands, a rock that broke the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and the gold to pieces. The great God has shown the king what will take place in the future. The dream is true, and its interpretation is trustworthy. You know, because I said so.
Right. But again, even though maybe he's getting this dream correct, I guess, according to this story.
Right.
The dream is still very vague.
Yeah.
And, you know, the interpretation of it here, he's not really giving any specifics as to what it means.
Yeah.
I think he's just relying on the... Like, this still sounds very much like a palm reading where you're like, you're going to have awesome things happen to you, and then eventually someday when you're old, you're going to die. Right?
Although
we're going to throw in that bad stuff at the end.
Well,
but
sometimes they're like, ooh, Wednesday's going to be a very unlucky day for you.
Sure.
Stay home because you might run into trouble. Like maybe you'll get a parking ticket,
Right.
or maybe you'll fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. A meteor might land on your house.
And then if you do go out Wednesday,
Yeah.
and you trip over a crack,
then you're like, God damn it, they were
I
right.
should have stayed home on Wednesday. God damn it. Yeah.
You're like, I have a hangnail.
Right.
Fucking Wednesday.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
This is it's a dream, and moreover, it's a weird dream, and there's lots of fucking medals in a statue, and okay, I guess God told you what it means. That, like, this makes no sense because really, they're just taking too many ideas and trying to make it all work together.
Yeah.
Because Nebuchadnezzar, yes, was supposedly the tool of God, but now we're getting this like side of him where he literally is talking to prophets of God about what his dreams mean, and then I guess he's probably going to accept this interpretation.
I don't know.
Well, there's more Daniel, so I'm assuming it gets
At
accepted.
least he doesn't kill him.
So I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Right?
Then
Yeah, sorry.
King Nebuchadnezzar fell prostrate before Daniel and paid him honor and ordered that an offering and incense be presented to
For
him.
fuck's sake.
That sigh that you gave.
Yeah.
It was the heaviest sigh in the world. You're so disappointed.
This guy was ready to chop them all into bits.
And now he's bowing
falling
to him.
prostrate in front of them.
Yeah.
Like, what? Come on.
Yep.
Give me a fucking break.
The king then said to Daniel, surely your God is the God of gods.
Oh, for Jesus.
And a Lord of kings, and a revealer of mysteries, for you were able to reveal this mystery. Then the king placed Daniel in a high position and lavished many gifts on him, instead of killing him.
Yeah.
He made him ruler over the entire province of Babylon and placed him in charge of all its wise men, kind of like Pharaoh did with Joseph.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same fucking story.
Right?
Yeah. Only this is more God-centric.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The whole Joseph story, there was God in there, but not the same way.
Yeah. Joseph had the power to interpret dreams, but he didn't talk to God about it.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
I mean, that wasn't in the story at any rate.
Right.
Whereas Daniel's like, hang on, let me go talk to God.
Well, and we're being told to believe, moreover, that this Nebuchadnezzar king guy is like impressed with this God.
Yeah.
When he's got his own fucking gods.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he's just conquered so many fucking lands.
Right.
He probably thinks he's God.
Yeah.
I don't really believe that he's actually, falling over backwards over this goddamn person who's quoting his God to him. I don't believe that.
No, I don't either. Moreover, at Daniel's request, the king appointed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, his three friends, his homies.
Right.
The king appointed them administrators over the province of Babylon, while Daniel himself remained at the royal court. The end.
Okay. Man, this is all working out just swimmingly for them, isn't it? Man.
Thank goodness.
I can't imagine if he hadn't got this. I mean, if he hadn't got this right, shit, they would have all just died. Right? Hell, if he hadn't spoke up and that guard hadn't, pushed his message over to the king, they'd all died.
Yep.
But no, God apparently had their back, and we got to believe because they're writing about this like 400 years later that this actually happened.
Exactly.
So you gotta believe, man.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. If you can't believe that somebody wrote that's 400 years later and got it exactly right how it happened, then what the fuck are you doing here? I don't know. This is the Bible, man. This is the Word of God, even if it's 400 years later. Isn't that right? That's what we're supposed to get from this?
I guess. I don't know. I'm just sitting at my table. It just
sounds like some really well-written bullshit is what it sounds like to me.
It sounds like some poorly written bullshit to me. But
I mean, it's better than some of the other stuff we've read.
It is. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to give it too much hell.
But I'm right. I can't. It's just too over the top, though. This is too over the top.
Like you said, they're trying to do too much and stuff too many things into it.
Right. Yeah. So it makes it very unbelievable. And knowing when this was written also does not help me with that either.
Right. It's like, oh, you're so silly.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that all we got for today?
That's all we got for today.
All right. Well, that was Daniel chapter 2.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we'll be back tomorrow with
Big D chapter 3.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye.